I'm Danny Kanell of CBS Sports HQ, and we've got you covered right here for all 40 bowl games. We're going to break down each one, plus picks versus the spread, because anybody can pick winners. We need to do it versus the number. I got my guys, Barrett Sallee and Tom Fornelli, joining me here to help break down the Frisco Bowl, Utah State versus Kent State. Bad news for Utah State. Jordan Love announced he's leaving, but the good news, he wants to stay for this game, wanting to impress those NFL scouts after a really strong year a year ago. Kind of came limped in this one, 17 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Obviously wants to impress more here. Tom, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I lean Utah State's direction in this one. Like you said, Jordan Love, he's going to the NFL draft. After having a huge year in 2018, there was a lot of Heisman talk. You know, Utah State had actually sent out a Heisman campaign for him. They sent out those little candy hearts to get you to vote for him, but he did not live up to it during the season. As you said, he regressed. He had the 17 touchdowns, the 16 interceptions, which is not exactly the kind of touchdown to interception ratio you're looking for from your quarterback, but he is still a very talented player. And when I look at this matchup against Kent State, Sean Lewis took over at Kent State last year. It's a program that doesn't have a ton of success football-wise. It went 2-10 last season. So to take that step forward to 6-6 this year and get to a bowl game is huge for the Golden Flashes. It's just, I don't think they have the kind of talent that they're going to need to win this game. And if you look at it, Utah State, 16-5 in its last 21 games against the spread. And this is a bad matchup for Kent State simply because defensively, they allow a lot of big passing plays. And while Jordan Love has not been as efficient as he was 2 years ago, he still is a guy who can push the ball down the field with big plays to his favorite receiver, say O.C. Mariner, who's averaging about 16 yards per catch, has 8 touchdowns on the season. And I think that's going to be a problem for Kent State's defense. So when I look at that, I look at Jordan Love trying to improve his draft stock. I think the Aggies are probably going to win and cover this one pretty easily.
See, I think Kent State covers. I think Utah State wins. Kent State a little hot down the stretch, which I think will help them. But they can throw the football. Those receivers are big-bodied dudes. They can get behind the defense. So I don't really trust Utah State's defense. They are relatively young. And, yeah, and Jordan Love's going to want to go out and prove to everybody that he has that NFL talent that we saw a year ago because he has not proven it this year. A lot of that was inexperience along the offense. I think they only had 3 starters returning. So he's basically doing this with a completely new cast. I think that'll help this bowl season to get those guys more reps, and as a result, you'll see a different Jordan Love, more like the one we saw a couple years ago. As a result, you'll get the win. He'll make some big plays, like Tom said. That Kent State defense can be exploited on the back end. I think he'll do enough of that. But 8.5 points, if you're telling me that a touchdown gets me a win, I'll take Utah State to win by a touchdown, but Kent State to get that covered.
You know, if you're like a lot of people across the country, you're probably not too dialed into Jordan Love. I did watch him play, which probably a lot of people did, play against LSU. He had an opportunity to do it against a Power 5 school. What did he do? 50% completion percentage, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's about the extent of the film study that I've done of Jordan Love to this point. Now, I'll go back and break down it all after the season. It's hard for me to get that one out of my mind, but I do think he'll have a strong performance versus this Kent State team. This Kent State team coming in with some momentum. Started off 3-6, win their last 3 to get to 6-6 to get to bowl eligible. You know where I'm going to go because both you guys are on opposite sides of the fence. I'm going to lead the over in this one. It is a pretty big number at 66.5, but I think this could be the classic kind of shootout game. You've got 2 quarterbacks. Dustin Crum for Kent State, pretty athletic, attempts 25 passes and also 10 rushes in the game. So I'm going to lean the over. Do you guys have a feel on the total here? Tom, how about you?
Yeah, I like the over with you. I'm with you there. I think this is a game that's pretty much going to be a tennis match in a lot of areas because, as Barrett was talking about, Utah State's defense is not exactly what anybody would consider elite at this point either. And I just think that with these 2 quarterbacks who are both the best players on both of these offenses, it's going to get a bit shootouty. It could be a very fun start to the bowl season. I mean, that's what we want in these games, right? We want points and fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with y'all on the over. I think when it comes to this game, Kent State can move the football, and we all know Jordan Love's going to want to put on a show. So I think it's a little too low right now. Frisco Bowl, you never know what you're going to get. We've had some weird outcomes in that in the past, but I'll lean the over as well.
All right, that is the Frisco Bowl, Utah State versus Kent State. We all like the over 66.5. You know what that means? Fade us. You don't ever want to see. Exactly. That game is Friday, December 20th at 7:30 p.m.